Hello, everyone. It's this week's stocks episode. I'm Jem,
I'm Cons.
and we are two bros interested in finance. I mentioned this in the crypto video as well, but I want to mention it again because it's hurting me. I am not 20 years old anymore,
Oh my
so I'm
god.
tired. But yeah, stocks, it was nearly all about earnings. I don't think that we have many um what's it called, many news that affected the stocks market so much, but I'll let you take the guidance and yeah, I'll comment on it.
Cheers, bro. As always, our GetQuin update. Talking about our year-to-date performance. We're talking, for me, 53%. AMD keeps carrying. For you, 34% year-to-date, or since we started portfolio, so around February 2025. And aggregated, we reached 43.4%. We reached the 30K mark, so 10K in less than a year for both of our portfolios. Um, yeah, great returns, obviously. And yeah, I would just continue with one of the stocks. Obviously, we don't actually own. It's one of yours, Netflix, and they had their earnings last week. And yeah, in my opinion, great earnings. The market didn't react too well. It had a little bit of sell-off. I'm sure you saw it happening, maybe.
Yeah,
But
I
yeah,
did.
they missed their revenue, right? By teeny tiny mark. So it registered as a miss. I actually don't know the exact numbers, but yeah, 11.51 billion to the 11.51 billion forecast. But I think that one thing that really hurt was the 5.87 EPS, which was well under the forecast of 6.96 for the quarter. And the stock market reacted negatively to this, and the stock sold off. Now, I kind of know what's going on within Netflix right now, and I really didn't see these earnings as bad. So, like, I was surprised by the sell-off. I'm not gonna lie. Um, if you just look at in general, the numbers, I think they've been great with revenue, net income, and subscriber count, as well as the EBITDA, free cash flow at a new all-time high. And actually, the EPS is also at a new all-time high at the trailing 12 months, even though it missed so highly. So, yeah, I think the company is doing great. Um, I guess I can add to the sell-off quickly as well due to the Brazilian tax. I think that was the main issue. That's why they missed the EPS. They had a tax issue or tax payment related in Brazil, and it wasn't accounted for within the prognosis or within the balance sheet, or they didn't. They thought they're gonna win, right? They thought they didn't want to have to pay anything. Turns out they did, and yeah, that affected the EPS. I talked a lot now. What's your thought about this whole situation? And yeah, I don't
I mean,
know.
um, but I always tell you, I wish I would have sold Rheinmetall and bought some Netflix when it was low in price. I
Mhm.
didn't, and I don't like myself because of what I did. So, Netflix is a great company. I always tell you this. If someone says that I bought Netflix, even at the peak, even at the top price, highest price possible, still doesn't matter. Amazing company. And in my opinion, even though they missed their earnings, I mean, they only missed EPS rather than the revenue. Market didn't react well, as you said. But them missing their EPS don't really mean a lot to me. It's because I know the company and they are amazing. They're always doing something new. And in terms of this, like, stream media, streaming films, streaming series, and so on, they are the best in my opinion, compared to Disney Plus, Prime Video, or
Mm-hmm.
whatever, HBO, they are still the best. So a great company, and I don't really care about this negative market reaction. Actually, I like it because I can buy it.
Yeah.
And right now, graphics wise, I'm just checking it right now while you were telling all that story. It's kind of in a free fall.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Um, and I hope it free falls so I can buy.
No, 100% agree. Like, I don't really have much to add. I mean, top tier company. We talked about this before the video as well a little bit, and the growth is insane, which they have coming up for the next quarters, right? And EPS growth, and obviously them failing on these earnings and this negative market reaction, or hopefully drops the stock price a little bit more. Because the only negative I have for Netflix is its high PE rating, and I think
Yeah.
it is a 40, above 40 PE, and I think it's justified as well, obviously because of the great growth, but it comes with a certain amount of risk, and I think it would be very interesting for me in the mid 30s range. I think I would follow you with an investment, definitely, or at least starting to invest in Netflix as it keeps dropping, and then trying to DCA or enlarge the position, or whatever. But yeah, just in general, I think it's a great company. It ticks off everything that we talk about other companies like ASML or Google, with financial wise. And yeah, otherwise I have not much to add. It's closely watched by me nowadays, so it's in the watch list, and I would be happy in the next 6 months there would be a buying opportunity in this company. 100%, that would be great.
I hope it becomes a buying opportunity so we can buy, literally.
Yeah. Then let's move on to another earnings company we've talked about before. Actually, had the earnings Intuitive Surgical last week, and from what I remember, they had a really great market reaction. Actually, I think they were 15% on the day, and obviously the earnings showed off really well. Um, I'm just checking, actually, because I haven't had the earnings open. Um, one second, one second.
I
Yeah,
can I
but
can tell you if you want. It's
yeah,
not that big of a deal.
yeah,
I have it in front of me.
yeah.
So for the EPS, they beat it. So the forecast was 1.99. It came out as 2.4. And revenue, it was expected to be 2.41 billion, and it came out as 2.51 billion. So they beat it by 100 mil. Is that what it
Mhm,
is? So yeah, I mean they had pretty good earnings. I didn't read the earnings report. I don't know even if I need to read it. It's just like I know the company and everything. We talked about the financials and so on. I like the company, and they were in minus year to date. With the latest increase, they became plus, like a bit less than 5% plus year to date. Still is a possible buy for me for next year. And yeah,
mhm.
that's it.
Yeah, looks really good. All I can add, looks really good. Obviously, they beat another of their earnings with this one, so they've had a really good streak from all I can see in the past 7 earnings, always beating, and not by little, honestly. They've always beat their earnings by 3%, another 4%, another 8% occasionally, then 2%. So they love beating the earnings, and I think this pushes the price of the stock, obviously, trading at a 70 PE ratio, from what I can see. And yeah, it's obviously a little bit even more expensive than Netflix, but very interesting
Mm-hmm.
because it ticks off again all the all the financials, right? It has this beautiful growth,
Yeah.
beautiful free cash flow, beating earnings, and yeah, nothing else to add. I would move on to some less significant earnings from last week. If you have nothing to add.
Yeah, can go on. Yeah.
Yeah, I would only touch on Tesla quickly. I don't know if you've seen it or happening. It wasn't really anything spectacular, um, honestly. Elon Musk talked a lot about robots and this Optimus robot, from Tesla. So he was really enthusiastic, and I feel like he's probably the main reason the stock trades above 200 PE ratio. So it's nothing interesting for me, obviously, right now. Um, I don't know how it looks for you, but yeah, I don't know. A lot of dreaming in Tesla right now and not thinking about competition, I guess. The stock is overvalued. But also their car deliveries went back up, so that's also something notable. And yeah, otherwise not much to add, Tesla. If you have something to
I
say.
actually don't have anything to add as well. Tesla
Yeah,
is always going to be Tesla. Really high PE ratio.
yeah.
Like we just gotta wait out for Tesla if we ever consider it as a potential buy, which I don't at the moment.
No, I don't as well. I don't. For me, the high PE ratio is not justified. For example, if we
Yeah.
just talked about Intuitive Surgical and Netflix with 50s and 70s PE ratio and actual 20% growth every year, right? Which doesn't exist in Tesla. So for me, this has always been, I don't know, it's very overhyped, overvalued stock.
Yeah.
Um, I would touch on SAP quickly. They missed their earnings just
Cool.
shortly.
Yeah.
They had a little sell off, but yeah, it's always been an interesting company for you. I don't know.
It's definitely my potential buy list for next year. In the German market in
Mhm.
Zetra, they are in not in the American market, but in Zetra they are in year to date minus, and I always like the SAP, so it's definitely a potential buy from next year.
Yeah, I apologize, by the way, honest, they didn't miss their earnings, so they beat EPS and revenue. They actually reduced the outlook. Actually, that was the sell-off reason. So I did say a wrong thing here. But yeah, SAP always interesting for me as well. Um, Also highly rated, 40 PE ratio. You know me, man. I've been talking about it for the past 6 months. I'm kind of bearish on the DAX market, the German market, a little bit still.
Yeah.
Of course, I can be wrong because I've been saying this for a while. But I feel like a lot of German stocks are overvalued. And yeah, let's see. Obviously, if it drops well enough and the numbers are right and the companies cheaper, it's definitely a buy for me. I've held this stock before. I see no reason why not again. And yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh, you're
good.
right, 100%.
I would move on to an interesting topic that I would have loved to touch on last week already, and it's been very interesting this year, is gold. Bro, gold, what do you say, man?
We
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 missed
we
out.
we rarely talk about commodities here.
No, yeah, that's true. Yeah.
I always follow the commodities. I follow Brent oil. I follow natural gas. I follow ounce gold, just to have an idea about how the market is doing, rather other than crypto and stocks. Gold has been having a huge run for the last 2 years. I mean, including this year, so last year and this year. But lately, it has been dropping. I think it dropped more than 5%, which is, in my opinion, quite a large over percentage for gold in terms of price movement. But in my opinion, gold right now has a bubble. It increased a lot, and right now people are trying to get onto the train very late. In my opinion, you should have bought it like in the beginning of last year, in the end of the not last year, but the one before that. So yeah, I mean it's interesting. We don't really see over the years of our investment journey. You don't really see gold moving this aggressively and this much for this long time.
Yeah.
It's interesting, but in my opinion, the train has left already, and I don't see any point in getting onto the train right now.
Yeah, I agree with you. Like it's really trying to follow the hype, and I agree 100% with you. Don't follow the hype trend. And there's definitely a gold hype. I feel like I tried to make myself a little bit smarter about gold in the last weeks, because it's not really, I mean, obviously I understand the commodity, but it's never was really an idea of me investing in it. From my family side, it's a little bit different, as there's more enthusiastic gold investors. But yeah, it's really tough right now. So buying at these recent tops and hoping for another 50% increase in the next year or so, I think is very stretches it a little bit. I'm gonna keep watching it, man. Gold is always interesting. I like watching it, but it's never really been at a position where I say I wanna buy it. I feel like buying jewelry like made out of gold or is probably a better investment or actual physical gold, right? So yeah, let's see. It's very interesting because this hype it obviously outperformed our portfolio as well, by the way, year
Oh
to
yeah,
date.
100%.
So
100%.
gotta show some respect for that, I have to say. But yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. 50%, I think 50 or 60% increase year to date. I think we're gonna have some cooling off.
I mean, yeah, I think so as well. And just let's just see. I don't know. I don't have much to add about gold other than what I said.
Yeah. No, good stuff. Otherwise, I would talk about one thing quickly. What do you think
Yeah.
about there's a new meme stock going around that's really funny, and that's Beyond Meeting, bro. Uh, that was a crazy rally. Did we talk about it last week's episode? I don't think so. Uh,
We talked about it in private.
yeah, in private. Yeah, yeah. Okay, so I'll touch on it. It was a funny stock. It went from 50 cents up to $7 and now trading back down to $2.50. Huge Reddit hype about Beyond Meat. It's this vegan burger, vegan meat company. Um, Obviously not interesting for us as investors, but it's just funny how people get sucked into this trend. You know, they see a Reddit hype where people post, "Oh, we bought it 50 cents. They took 500% profit at $5, and now you know they're trying to enter at $6, $7, trying to make 100, 200%, and then it just keeps dropping, and people lose money." Yeah, I think it's stupid, obviously. No doubt in that. But there's so many people who
I,
fall for this, and I think it's really crazy. Like, people
I'm
actually
not
put
gonna
thousands.
lie.
Yeah,
I would wanna put like a really small amount of money just to see what's gonna happen. I would like to do that, but it definitely is not a
yeah,
investment option that we have. It's like it's not our philosophy
yeah.
to invest in these kind of stocks, but like it's funny to see that the corporate can get beaten sometimes.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's funny to see it, but like it definitely is not investing material, at least for us.
No, really, it reminds me, this company reminds me of Bed Bath and Beyond, which was a meme stock as well.
Mm.
And I did what you pretty much said there. I put a really small amount of money in. So I think less than 0.5% of my portfolio and thought, what the hell, you know? But in the end, even at 0.5% was just wasted money, you know? Like, it's,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
you know?
yeah, yeah.
So my point I've learned from previous, I think it's absolutely dumb. You will lose your money even if it's just $50 or $100 you're putting in stuff and think you can, I don't know, 10x it. It's useless. All I can say is don't invest in crappy companies like this that get short squeezed by a Reddit community. I feel like GameStop is a different story because that company actually has financials and actually has cash. But this obviously Beyond Meat, absolute trash company or trash financials in my opinion. Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Otherwise,
yeah. I don't have anything to add, literally. Like there's nothing to add for this one.
then I don't have much to add either for the rest of the episode except
Okay.
upcoming earnings. If you
Yeah,
want to quickly go over this, it's gonna be very interesting. I think we're reaching peak this week. Starting with Tuesday, actually, I don't see anything really too interesting on Monday, but Tuesday, United Health is very interesting for me. And then we have Visa and Booking.com or Booking Holdings as well as EA after closing. On Wednesday, we have Caterpillar, which always been very interesting for me, as well as Airbus, BYD, and it's a lot of companies. This Boeing as well before market opens, and then after, I guess the most interesting are Microsoft, Google, Meta,
yeah,
uh, eBay as well, Deutsche Bank, Mercado Libre, Starbucks. So it's a really busy week, but I think Google is probably our hyped one this week for
yeah.
Wednesday. And then, sorry, looking at Thursday, we have MasterCard, Eli Lilly, and Shell, um, which will be very interesting, obviously, as well. And then after close, sorry, Amazon, Apple, Gilead Science, Coinbase, MicroStrategy, Cloudflare, all fantastic companies. I think that's going to be also very interesting, especially Amazon and Coinbase for me. But I'll also have a closer look at Apple. I'm sure you do as well.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
oh yeah.
and then Friday, Abby VA, and Chevron and Linde, which is also very interesting. I think Chevron is very interesting. But yeah, very busy week. What do you think? What's your most anticipated earnings for this week? What are you hyped about?
Um, I'm really looking for Visa Booking EA, definitely for on Tuesday.
Hmm.
On Wednesday, Microsoft, Google, Meta, Starbucks, Deutsche Bank, very important earnings in my
Hmm.
opinion. On Thursday, Mastercard, Lilly, Shell, SMP, good,
Ah, yeah, S&P, yeah,
interesting
of course.
companies.
Hmm.
Apple, Amazon, Coinbase, MicroStrategy, important stock for the crypto market. And on Friday, other than Chevron, I don't really have anything that I would follow
Hmm.
or that interests me. But this is a busy week, and we always love busy weeks. Market's going to be fun, and hopefully we don't lose much money.
Yeah, like I think this week and the week after is gonna be, I think, just us talking about earnings. So because
Yeah.
it's gonna be super busy with this, and yeah, I hope honestly, in January, what do you think the market reaction will be this week? Like, do you think Google or the
Oh
general
yeah,
big techs
of
will have
course.
positive
They are
earnings?
they will have they will more or less, I would say, like 80% of them will have positive earnings, and of course market is going to drop. Because that's what the market does for whatever the reason.
If you say
Oh,
it
my
now, they won't
company
drop.
made money. Yeah. No, my company made money. Oh, so I should sell
Yeah,
it. Like
yeah.
it does. We always tell you this. We always say that, oh, stock market is like safer than crypto, or there is no shady things going on. No, there are like it's a clown fest as much as a crypto market.
Yeah.
So yeah, we are in a clown market, and yeah, that's it.
Yeah, no, true. Like the reactions, or I think like the short-term reactions after earnings can be very like I don't know, like you say, clowny or just stupid. I think like recent Netflix also showed this.
Yeah,
If you do the deep dive into the actual earnings, you see there's nothing wrong with it. There's still the 20% growth year over year. So yeah, I'm really hyped for Google, man. I'm really hoping for big things there, especially in the cloud department and YouTube department. And yeah, let's hope, man. I think we're gonna see new all-time highs coming up in the next 1, 2 weeks.
hopefully.
Yep. Otherwise, I have not
Okay.
much to add. Nothing else.
I don't have anything to add either. So thank you guys for watching. Subscribe, like, turn on the bell, share it. Grandma, grandpa, you guys know it already. Catch you guys in the next episode. Bye bye.
Ciao, ciao, guys. Bye bye.